I just got another phone call from another customer that had a Undermount stainless steel sink in the kitchen disconnect from their granite top and basically fall down. And water in the sink was there, and the dishes got broken up a little bit. Water spilled into the cabinet. It thankfully did not break any piping underneath. But I just had a customer also last week that had a sink that was heavier. It had some dishes in it and things like that. And the sink was heavier because it was made out of a composite. And that sink, when that thing fell down, it broke the pipe underneath. Water leaked out. It damaged the kitchen cabinets, damaged the floor because it leaked out into the kitchen and then into another adjacent room. And the customer has a lot of repair and a lot of problems now they got to deal with, just simply because of the wrong way of mounting an undermount kitchen sink, whether it's a stainless steel sink, whether it's a composite sink, any kind of sink. This also happens in bathrooms with bath sinks, with porcelain bath sinks and things like that. It happens all the time. I get a minimum of 2 to 3 phone calls every single week dealing with these problems. And you wouldn't believe how many times these problems occur in new build homes. New build homes, where the builder builds so many new homes in a new neighborhood, and they just cut corners everywhere they possibly can to make the job just move quicker and quicker and quicker, going home after home after home. And then customers are left with these problems and have to deal with them. So, you know, if you possibly think that there could be an issue with your sink being mounted the wrong way, if you want to make sure if it is or it's not, you can text me at the phone number provided in the description of this video. I do have a nationwide consulting service, as well as a local repair and restoration service for stone in Texas. So if you guys want some information, you can get in touch with me by text, and we can set up a consultation call. If you have other questions about your countertops or anything, that could get addressed as well. I mean, I've just talked to a customer recently who was local. They also had a consulting call with me. They were about to purchase a brand new home built, and they wanted me to come in and inspect. They had natural stone, natural quartzite in the kitchen. They wanted me to look at that quartzite, make sure there's nothing that's wrong with it, because there's some fissures in it that you can feel when you touch it. If there was enough support for the overhangs, was the sink correctly mounted, and all that other stuff. All that was inspected. Everything was done. The customer has a peace of mind now buying the house with one less thing to worry about, and that's it. Another customer called me from New Jersey, where they had a new countertop installed, and they thought they had issues with it because the countertops have been installed one day with one crew, and then about a week or a week and a half later, a full backsplash was installed with the same material by another crew from the same company. And the installation of the countertops was much better, much cleaner, with no issues. But then when they installed the full backsplash, there was a lot of issues that they were dealing with. The seams came out a lot worse. There were chipped edges and other things, and there was a crack in one of the backsplashes, and they had these concerns. So they were able to send me photos of, you know, their concerns before the actual phone call, the consulting phone call that we had, and then ask me any questions that they wanted to ask me. So they actually had strong information going back to their installer and fabricator, you know, saying basically this has to get redone, this has to get redone, or this has to get repaired, or whatever it might be. But that job had some major issues on there. And I don't understand how some fabricators, because there's a lot of great fabricators and great installers there, don't get me wrong. I was an installer, I was a fabricator. There's a lot of people that know exactly what they're doing. They have pride in their work, and they will do the job right. But there are some companies that you will have problems with, and they will not want to address issues because they'll tell you that's normal, that's normal. Then you come to somebody like me to actually give you a professional opinion if it's normal or if it's not. So, you know, I just thought I'll throw that out there because it has to be said, and the customers have to know that they have their backs covered also, because I just don't like, you know, companies and people taking money for jobs where the quality of the job is just simply not there. I don't like that. I run my own business. I have a repair and restoration service. I did fabrication and installation for years before that, quality control, project management, all that kind of stuff. So I know how things have to be done, and I take pride in my work, especially because I own my own company, and the company represents me, and it makes money for me and my family. So I stand behind what I say, I stand behind what I do, and things like that. Now again, those sinks that we started the video on, that is a very important thing, because if you don't address it in time and you let that sink fall, depending on the situation you're in and what kind of a sink you have, you might incur even up to thousands of dollars in damages that won't necessarily be covered by your insurance or whatever it might be. Sometimes you don't want to use your insurance because then your premium goes up. Why even deal with a situation like that? Why put yourself in that position? If you have questions, if you have anything to find out, if you have questions about anything that you might be an issue with your countertop, with your sink being mounted, with how something is installed, stone related, contact me, reach out by text message. If I'm on a job, I can't reply right away, but I will be in touch shortly. And if you want to just read a little bit more about my services, the website is countertopsconsulting.com. You can go there, visit, get a free guide. I believe there's a free guide to download. You put your email in, you get a free guide on 7 common mistakes people make when they purchase new countertops. So whatever you want to do, you want to, you know, if you have questions, just reach out and I'll be available to help you out, no problem. So thank you for watching this video. I'll be letting you guys know, you know, probably daily on what I'm doing and, you know, how things are going and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Peace.